in this video, we are going to be creating a value scale, practicing our shading skills to create three-dimensional forms. So the first thing that you need to do, I always find it helpful to label the value scale. So think of this as shade number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, even though this is copied off on a copier, you're gonna see that each one of these little gray spaces gets darker. Not one of them is the same exact shade. So you need to do your best to apply this same idea with your pencil. You're going to do that making them lighter and darker by changing the pressure of your pencil. So here's what I recommend. I would start with my lightest one and then work your way up so that each time it's a little bit darker, okay? So a couple of fundamental things when we do this. It works best if you are holding your pencil on its side, not going straight up and down like this. And I'm gonna show you something here. So as I do this, I'm actually going to be doing this in a circular motion, kind of like this, but you're not gonna be able to tell that it's in a circular oval motion like this because I'm keeping my pencil marks so close together, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. When you do it, you are filling the entire box, okay? I don't want you just, this is not the box and you're not just scribbling in it like this, okay? So here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to not have any white spaces in between. It's gonna get easier as we go further on, okay? So here we go again. Keeping pencil marks really close together. Okay, so you can see that each one's getting a little bit darker. I'm not going to finish all of these out right now because I think you get the idea. But basically, when you get to this last one, you are pressing as hard as you can, still filling in that entire box, okay? All right, so once you have completed that, basically we're gonna use these 8 values up here to create these forms down here. Now, there are some examples here, but there are some forms that don't necessarily match. Like for instance, we do not have this kind of oval egg shape, but it's pretty similar to this sphere. So you're gonna do something similar. Once again, we have this rectangular prism. We have a cube example, but we don't have the rectangular prism. You're gonna use that kind of reference there, okay? So same type of idea. So what you're going to do is you're gonna take these 8 values that you have up here and you're going to shade them down here to make it look like it is three-dimensional. Use these as a reference. So if I am doing this sphere here, I'm going to start off kind of with my shades 8 and 7, and notice how it curves around. So I'm going to start off lightly. I'm not necessarily pressing as hard as I can, but I'm going to curve this around. Okay, so now slowly I'm gonna start using some of my lighter shades, kind of going to the 6s and 7s, 5s here. But notice I'm still doing this in a curved motion, almost like I'm just kind of creating little circles. So now as I added this in, this definitely needs to be darker down here. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna have that smooth transition. Now, one thing it shouldn't look like, okay? Well, I'll show you this here in a second. Let me finish this off. So notice here when I get to the lightest spot, I'm just kind of going in between. I actually left that white because I'm just gonna kind of smear it like that to get that lightest area in, and you can come back and work. You'll see down here it says don't forget to add a cast shadow. How do I know where I'm gonna add a cast shadow? Well, where does your light come from? So right here, my light is coming from right here. And I know that because this is where the lightest area of the sphere is. So then that means my cast shadow is going to cast this way. Okay. So what this does is it's going to help us make it look like it is sitting on the ground. You're really kind of going to use your shades 6, 7, and 8 for this. Okay, so one thing that we don't want to see is if we have something that looks like this. Is this a shape with value? Yes, because I see some dark, I see some medium, there are some light shades. But does it look three-dimensional? No, because it looks like a ball with stripes. Whereas here, we have a smooth transition of values where they lightly go together. This is what we want to see. So you're gonna fill in all of these forms down here as best as you can.